What's up, scholars? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to spend some time talking about Oshi No Ko season 1. The anime just wrapped up a couple weeks ago and it's been on my mind ever since because this anime has just shocked and impacted a lot of people in the anime community. It's made its mark, and for a good reason too. But I haven't seen a lot of just reviews in general over Oshi No Ko. I've seen a couple of them and the ones I've seen have been really good. So I just wanted to make my own review because I really loved season 1. I love how they handled things. I love how they set things up. And the element of mystery to this story is very fascinating. I think the plot has the potential to be incredibly good. If it's not already incredible, it has the potential to be even better if done well, and I think it will be. But let's talk about it. So Oshi No Ko, one of the biggest things for this show was how it started. That hour-and-a-half long episode of episode 1 was absolutely amazing. I made a review over episode 1 of how this anime was surprising everybody. It's taking everybody by surprise, and it did just that. The way everything was set up, the introduction to the characters, the first initial twist, and then at the very end of the episode, that heavy, impactful, emotional moment that really hooked everybody. And once we figured out, or at least for me, once I figured out that this was going to be a revenge story within the entertainment industry, I was hooked. But yes, the first episode is so well executed. It sets up perfectly what this show is going to handle, what it's going to talk about, how it's going to deal with some of these topics, and it sets up the plot for our main character, Aqua, and Ruby. Ruby is also a main character, but we are mostly shown the story from Aqua's perspective. Though Ruby does get her moments to shine, it is more focused heavily on Aqua, at least in season 1. I have not read the manga yet, so I don't know if that changes in the manga, but for right now, we're basically following Aqua's perspective on everything. It's such a fascinating premise because we see him wanting to chase after this revenge. So in order to do so, he navigates through the entertainment industry by doing editing work behind the scenes, by going on acting shows, by doing anything he can to see if there's a connection to the person he's looking for. It's so cool because his acting, his skill set really gets highlighted from other people's perspective. They're thoroughly impressed with him, but he himself doesn't see his own potential as an actor because he doesn't think he's good enough, but he's still willing to use this substandard acting of his to chase after his goal. It's very interesting to see how the mindset Aqua goes through changes frequently, but also is set for one thing and one thing only. It is really cool because we don't get to see too many stories focused so closely on the entertainment industry, mostly with idols and actors and even some singers like we do in Oshi No Ko. The only other story that I can really think of that dives into show business like this is Skip Beat. But even Skip Beat takes it from a different level than Oshi No Ko does. They approach show business very differently in these two stories. While both of them are about revenge, both of them handle those revenge plots and show business very differently, and they focus on different aspects of show business. So it's really cool to see Oshi No Ko focus on kind of the darker side of the entertainment industry. We got a very big glimpse of that in episode 1, and it continues on. And the episode, I think it was episode 5, the episode centered around Akane. How they delved into the entire situation with Akane of not only online bullying, but the facade that people think idols have or actors have, that because it happened in a show, it has to be like this in real life. People not being able to separate reality from fiction, and because they're hiding behind a screen, they will say all sorts of just horrible, horrible, awful things, to the point where it's a lose-lose situation for the person being bullied. If they don't apologize, they're going to get attacked for it, and if in Akane's case she did apologize, she got attacked for apologizing. Just nasty situation, to the point where it drove her to the brink where she wanted to die, and Aqua saving her at the end was so heavy. I'm truly shocked that they handled that situation so well. They really showcased how real that type of situation is. And as I was watching other people, you know, watch this show, react to this show, that episode seemed to resonate with a lot of creators, a lot of reactors, that kind of situation. Because for all the reactors, for all the creators out here, we are putting ourselves online and people respond to the content we put out. So, you know, you can have those types of situations come out, and the way they handled it really was portrayed well. I think the anime was perfect in that moment. It did such a great job handling Akane and her depression and the situation that led her up to that moment. I think if anything, the anime did well to send a message to others about the dangers of online bullying and situations like that. So I have to give Oshi No Ko props for that. But yes, the show in general is great, and it follows Aqua's journey as he's getting through these smaller jobs and building up to a bigger job that he does, this reality dating show. And then from that, it goes further into a more challenging acting role for him that we haven't got to. It was teased for us at the very end of season 1, which I think is fantastic. I'm really excited to see. But what makes it so enticing for us watchers is because of these side characters. These side characters in Oshi No Ko have been amazing. Mem-chan, you get Akane, you get Kana. Those three alone are fantastic. But there are several side characters that round out Oshi No Ko as a whole, and it really adds to the show, the depth, the layers of the show, and it adds more interactions with Aqua and Ruby. With Ruby, her struggle of wanting to become an idol and finally getting the chance to do so, recruiting some members. Kana gets recruited because Aqua asks her to. There's kind of a little bit of a romance between them, or a potential for a romance. There's also a potential romance between Akane and Aqua because of the whole reality dating show side of things and how they interacted there. So there's like some potential romance threads that they could go for, but it's not essential to the story. And these side characters are here for more than just being romantic subplots, and that's what I really like about it. Mem is not even a romantic interest, which I'm okay with. I'm very glad she's not. She's just there to enjoy wanting to be friends with everybody, wanting to be an idol. She's just there for the ride, and I really love her. She is such a fun character, and we get to see Mem kind of get her own moment, get her own place to shine. We get some of her backstory, and then we get some snippets of Akane's backstory, but then more of her personality, her character, how driven she is for her work, what she does, and what she puts into her work, and why it means so much to her. With Kana, we get tons of Kana backstory, and I am all here for it. I love Kana. She is amazing. We get tons of backstory with her and how she grew up being a child actor, the expectations of that, how that translated as she grew up, the expectations, the setbacks, the self-doubt and self-worth issues that she has with herself, though she doesn't explicitly say it. It's so good. It's so good. And to see these three come together, Ruby, Mem, and Kana, to see those three come together, being best friends, talking things, practicing, trying to be idols together, everything that those three put themselves in and do is so fun to watch. It is just enjoyable to see. And Aqua, being Aqua, I will say the scene that made me laugh hardest in this entire show was from the very last episode. All I'm gonna say is I have no idea how he kept a straight face waving those sticks around. I have no idea how he did that, but that made me laugh so hard. I was almost in tears laughing watching him. There's so many good funny moments, there's so many good serious moments, the interactions between all the characters, between the idol group, between people outside of the group. You have work relationships, you have, the sibling relationship of Aqua and Ruby, how that dynamic works. It can be very weird because of their whole situation. It's really, really cool, and I really like these characters because they are very complex. There's more than just one or two layers to them. Like, the more you find out about them, the deeper their character goes. Especially, I think, on Aqua's case, we get a lot of inner dialogue with Aqua in this first season, which really gives a lot of insight into his mindset, into his psyche, all of his characteristics and his personality, how much he's changed from episode 1 because of what happened and how it's affected him, how he doesn't really seem to be able to connect all the way with certain people in certain situations, yet he still has a heart to care for others and he still wants to care for others. It's really, really, really cool, especially with some of the dynamics that we get between Aqua and other characters, and how he has to try to sort out everything by himself to figure out, is this me or is this something else, like another part of me that's no longer alive, anything like that. It's so interesting to see him kind of analyze every little thing, and boy uses anybody and everybody he can in order to get closer to his goal. He will use work relationships to his benefit. He will keep people close for his benefit. He will push people away for his benefit. Anything that leads to him getting closer to the man he wants to find, he will do it. It is really neat to see something like that, because if Aqua's kind of obsession for revenge and all of this towards his father stems from not Ai's personality, because I was never like that. Her personality was more in tune of Ruby's personality. It was a lot more bright, a lot more cheery. So if Aqua takes after his dad personality-wise, who does that mean his dad is? Because that means his dad could be scheming just as much as Aqua is, and that could end up backfiring on Aqua the closer he gets to his dad. So that could actually end up really, really, really bad for him, depending on who his father is, because we already know his dad doesn't really have a problem with getting someone killed. So that begs the question, who is his dad? And how similar is Aqua to his dad? That's going to be something that's really interesting finding out in the future. That is part of the mystery and intrigue around the show, of not knowing anything about who the father is, not knowing anything about who Aqua is trying to look for. It is so curious to see a plot being played out like that, but that's why I believe that this plot has the potential to be absolutely incredible, because of where it could lead us, the interactions, the meetings, the chaos and despair potentially that could lead us to. There's so much potential with this plot that it's already had a good setup to be incredible, and the setup was fantastic. But now that the setup is done, the rest of the plot is out there, and it has so much potential to be an amazing revenge story or an amazing failure of a revenge story. I'm not sure which way it's going to play out yet, but it's going to be so cool to see. I cannot wait for season 2. Yeah, season 2 has been confirmed. Yes. So season 2 of Oshi No Ko has been confirmed, and I'm so excited for it. I cannot wait for season 2 to come out because I want more content with Aqua. I want to dive even deeper into his psyche because the boy is a walking analysis to me. Like, I could just sit there and analyze all of his character things. It's there. He's a perfect example of what people can analyze in a character because there's so much to him. Kana, I want to see more of Kana, and the tease at the end of the show for this new drama that Aqua is a part of, Kana will be there, Akane will be there. You have this really good setup of a classic love triangle, but I think the way they've set it up, it's going to be really, really good. The payout's going to be really good, so I'm not dreading it. And then you have the idol business with Ruby and Mim and Kana, and you still have Aqua's revenge as he's setting off and using anything he can to get him further, propel him further into the industry. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I know I haven't talked much about Ruby, but I do love her character in season 1. She has a really fun, spunky personality that she has used to cover any residing pain and anguish she has from her childhood, and she uses that not as something to weigh her down, but to make her happy and to want to live a good long life, which in her case is a dream come true. It is the wish she wanted to have when she was younger. So seeing her be able to dance and be an idol and be with people and be doing all that she is, it's so beautiful and touching and heartwarming to see. And I want to see her continue to grow. I want to see her figure out some of Aqua's plans because she is completely in the dark to all of this. I love seeing her as a bubbly, fun-hearted character, but I want to see more development from her in the future. Not to say that she needs to become serious and not happy, smiling, or anything like that. No, I want her to stay happy and smiling, but I want her to know what's going on, to know what Aqua's doing, and to see her reaction and how she matures with that knowledge, and see how she is able to keep herself and not let herself go like Aqua did. That's just, personally, I would love to see that from Ruby. But I love the show. The final episode with the songs, the music, the dancing, it was so cool. The songs are catchy. The dance moves were really well choreographed in the anime. I really like how they handled it. And now we are on to season 2. I'm really looking forward to the next season. I'm heavily debating on whether to run to the manga and pick it up or just be patient and wait for season 2. I haven't quite decided yet, but it depends on when season 2 is going to come out. If it's going to be like another year and a half, then I'm probably going to read the manga. But if it's just going to be like less than a year it's coming back, I might hold off. I'm not sure. I still haven't decided. But that is all for this video. What do y'all think of Oshi No Ko? What did you think of the first season, first episode, final episode? Who is your favorite character? Why are they your favorite character? I would really like to see some of your thoughts on this show below. What do you think of the whole plot, the setup, the revenge, everything? Because there's a lot going on with this show. Because it really touches on some very heavy topics while not letting those heavy topics overshadow the plot. And the plot doesn't overshadow the heavy topics. They're really well balanced, and I really, really appreciate that. So let me know what y'all think down below. Next week I will be doing my Fishman Island review for One Piece, so be sure to look forward to that. If y'all haven't already, go check out my read with me for Fishman Island. It should have already been up by now. But that is all. If y'all want to see all my other content, be sure to go check out my channel. I have plenty there for y'all to watch. Other than that, thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time, scholars. Bye!